Respect the place that you call home. Respect the land in which you roam. Respect the country you were born. Let's take it back. Respect reform. Hold on to freedom, hold on to hope. Don't give them slack, don't give them rope. Don't walk and hang your head in shame. Be proud, stand tall, and we will reign.
Hi, good evening, everybody. It's episode 45 of our podcast, a conversation with Neil Stevens, and it's all focused around Exeter needs change. And what a great day to be having that message out. Exeter needs change. Come on, let's do it. Let's deliver that change. And tonight's going to be a real tearjerker because I hope I don't get emotional, but it's been almost a year since the original podcast that we started. And we've got a great lineup for you tonight. Actually, it's the usual suspects. Who's this guy on the screen here?
Yep, sorry, mate. I've been told I need a haircut. Yeah. So 45. We've been councillors for a year now, so we're going to be celebrating. The rules are we can't discuss about what's happening in Exeter today, so we will stay clear from all of that.
Okay, and what's your name, sir?
Councillor Neil Stevens.
Thank you.
I look after Alfreton and Cowick district.
Okay, and over to that handsome man there. What's your name?
Good evening, Councillor Nat Vanstone, Broadclisted area. And looking forward to tonight's show, serving our community, the wins, the battles, and the truth.
That's great. And
I'm back again by popular request, or so I've been told. We're talking about the year that we've been in, and all, like Nat says, the losses and the wins, the disappointments, and anything in between.
I didn't mention losses, but yeah, there probably is.
okay, that's great. So, this is all about serving the community. But before we do that, let me just mention a couple things here. This is the 45th episode, of course. And I think I've been about 42 maybe or something. Actually, I first really got to know you, even though I'm your flippant neighbor, last January, a year and a half ago, about when you asked for my help, and then Tony thought I did a great job, and you asked for my help, and then Nat did, and anyway, put together a great team, and voila, it was obvious result because you guys are great people and you were elected. So, who's going to talk about this slide here, serving our community?
Okay, so what we're going to discuss now is, that was your slide.
It was, but I'd already done it.
Crack on now.
Crack on
you
that.
don't call
Go
me
ahead.
trigger for nothing.
This isn't rehearsed, guys.
No, so yeah, it's about a year on of us all serving our communities as Devon County councillors. Obviously, the wins and some of the battles. I don't know whether I call them battles, but we're battling for your. Or all the people who voted for us, for your voice and for the future of our areas and Devon, and the truth, which that's.
Yeah, so the show tonight it's very simple. We're going to discuss about what we've tried to do over the year, what we have succeeded. It's very relaxed. Some of the pictures that come up, the guys haven't seen, but it's going to be a very random show. And apologies for actually videoing it last time. We weren't live for 2 weeks. That's because we had 2 special events we had to go to. We prefer live. And what I will say, remember why we do this. It's basically to get the message out, what we're trying to do, what we're trying to achieve. We've been neutral. We are neutral. We've invited people on. We've had loads of people come on. But one of my most interesting parts about this show now is when people send in comments, and I read them on here, because if they're rude, I can't actually say anything rude, but I do say the comments, as they come, and that is brilliant.
Okay, Neil, but what is this podcast all about? Let's start with the basics, please.
Okay, it's about getting a message out, all right? It's directly through this page, through this that we can talk to you and you can relate to us and bring the message over. So any questions you want to ask them live.
Okay, great. And Tony, you did a super job last week. I was so proud of you.
I did do a super job, yeah. So your voice matters. Let's have a conversation. Facebook, YouTube, or you can text us on 07904 414370 or contact us on neil.stevens@devon.gov.uk. We want to hear from you. This is your platform. How about that, eh?
I got the sack from that job.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, remember, guys, anybody want to come on? We've had Jenny come on, Kathy come on. That was safeguarding. We've had Ian Frankham come on last week. We've had other people who are going to come on. So it is open to anybody, and it's not about politics. It's about your views, your comments.
Yeah,
we're happy to defend it or go up against you. We don't mind, in a respectful way.
And we're open to any subjects.
Thank you very much. So forgive me. I think I might be getting emotional here, Neil.
We've got tissues in case
Needs a
you are.
tissue.
Thanks. Yeah. But there's this couple of pictures on this slide here. Oh my gosh, it's the Vienna Boys Choir. I thought it was actually the Exeter Labour Party, but
No, not
but
quite.
no, we've had about 45 episodes, 2 of which were from the. Let's just talk about how we got there, shall we? 2 of which were from the original place that we went to in Ede, right?
Yeah, they were really lovely to us. It was an eye opener there, but it got quite expensive, and we'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
And it was brought up, and I decided to invest, or we decided to invest to get the message out. We don't gain from this; we just put it out to, and it's just another way of putting the message out.
Oh, I didn't realise you'd been somewhere else.
Can I
yeah,
say at this stage, it was a secret bunker that we did build especially for this, and we'd like it to stay a secret. So
Yeah, we'd have to blindfold you when you come on.
yes,
I
Well,
forget the code every week. Don't I?
Just further that's a great point, Tony, because actually, just to give viewers an idea of the intellect of these 3 counselors, you're not just another pretty face. This studio was constructed entirely by the people in this room, and we actually had some help integrating the software, a gentleman by the name of Dan, and then later on through a chap that works for Karen Lowe, and we're really all indebted to those 2 guys really for integrating all the software, which allows us to come out really now without a hitch every week, right, Neil?
Yeah, I just want to say thank you, guys. If it weren't for you, we did have quite a few teething problems.
There must be some bloopers, isn't there? Is there some bloopers?
Oh, some bloopers. If we could actually do the bloopers, it would
I
be
think
a
we
comedy
could
show.
fill an hour. With
We've had some laughs. We've had some laughs. You walking out under the camera because you need to go for a wee.
We've had an hour of talking to nobody.
Okay, Neil. So, what's this slide all about?
Okay,
here?
so remember, we're 1 year, near enough, give or take a couple of days, and we're going to look back at what we've done. The guys don't know what pictures are coming up. It's going to be just discussing it, having a bit of banter between each other. But, I put up the first one there about Exeter Cathedral. That meant a lot to me and my family. We already know it's going to be closing, and it affects a lot of people because their children either have been there or they're going there. And I just want to remember that institution. It was such a lovely family orientated. And if you look at the middle one, it's about family businesses. We've met over the year loads and loads of people. And the last one, Tony,
The last one, somebody who was a resident who was concerned at the lack of disability equipment in Exeter city centre gyms. He said the equipment was wrong, and he did actually say what equipment should be in. He was struggling to use the equipment, and he said, if I struggled, so do other active wheelchairs struggle. This has been one of the ones that's still ongoing. Exeter City, all they say is they've ticked the boxes, so tough, really.
That's great. Thank you, Tony. And hey, Nat, what is this picture here? This is very interesting. You've got actually 4 pictures on that slide.
You can't see 'em.
I can't see him, but so the one on the left is a picture of the new concrete jungle called Cranbrook, and then obviously over this year we've had issues throughout Devon and our areas. Obviously, regards flooding. There's potholes. There are solar farms going in left, right, and centre across Devon, making our county look ugly and awful, taking away our farmland and producing land. So many issues that we've covered, and that's just to name a few, isn't it?
So let's just concentrate on this. So when I first remember, we were Devon County Councillors, we're not Exeter, and our wards or our districts we represent, but we also look at what's happening in Devon, which affects our districts. And it has been an eye-opener. And the more you dig into projects, more you dig into what politics are, and we'll talk about that later on. You've got issues in your area. I have issues in my area. Tony have. And some of it is, this shouldn't be happening.
No, it shouldn't be. And some of these things, obviously, crossed people's desks before we were elected. So
yeah,
a lot of what's happened, we can't change. It's stuff that we've got to roll along with. But anything crosses our desks now, we can be involved in. So, for example, this week, yellow lines in Cranbrook and positioning of buses and the wasted space in Cranbrook, so there's not enough car parking spaces for people. All these issues were ploughed through before I even probably thought I'd want to become a county councillor. So these are the issues that we're trying to deal with now.
What an eye-opener. Tony, how would you say your last year? What an eye-opener.
It's been an eye-opener. I mean, we'll talk about the disappointments later on, the things that you'd like to happen but didn't. But I also look over the year of the fantastic people in the two wards that I represent and some of the things that I have managed to achieve.
Thank you, Tony. So back to this slide here, Nat. The middle two looks like a lake there on the side of something.
Well, Devon's been a lake over the winter, pretty much, isn't it? It's the when we there's another example of some of the issues. It's drainage and the gullies that we've been trying to get cleared.
Is that Stoke Cannon there? Nat?
That would be Stoke Cannon, Rob. Yes, yeah. And as I've talked about before, I visited Stoke Cannon. Nearly all the gullies were full along through the main street, and then obviously through the rain, residents had so many issues. Properties flooding, people not being able to access the shops and this and that. So these are the ongoing battles, or not battles, but ongoing conversations we're all having in our areas to follow up on these things. So.
Okay, thanks a lot, Nat. And just echoing what Neil was saying, it's all about the people. I think this is probably one of the few podcasts in the country, really, that operates every week, focusing on community issues. And it doesn't matter if you're a communist or a far right person. It's all about the community. We want to embrace everybody and join the conversation, right, Neil?
And that's we can emphasize this. So I joined because I've got grandkids now, and I'm very, very proud. I also love the community. I love talking to people. I love going to Chatterbox. I love getting pulled over by the old ladies telling me this. And the bottom line is, Tony, myself, Nat, and the other councillors, it's about you guys. And if we can make a small difference, we're one cog in a wheel. But if we can make a small difference, and Ian, I'm going to answer your questions in a minute as well. Yes, Rob.
Oh, I was just going to add, I think you were out working as usual today, because you do have your career that you kept on with this job of you being the counselor. Anyway, since you and Tony been in the community for 60 years, given your age.
61, actually. It's my birthday Sunday.
You run into people all the time, and as a matter of fact, many are your friends, and one of the young guys, is running as a candidate, and you wished him well. again, it's focused on the community. So we've got a slide here, Neil. Let's talk about some of the facets of this slide here, if you don't mind.
So it's about the residents and it's all about you guys. And Ian Frankham asked a question, and I'm going to answer that question. He says, how's you found your first year? I'm going to put you to you now. A, has it been a breeze? B, swimming against the tide? Or C, like wading through Trico in a suit of iron?
I think Ian, definitely C, sometimes B, but it's as hard as you make it. You know, you like we just mentioned there about Tony and Neil being sort of living in their areas for so long. Local knowledge is key to being able to deliver for local people, and you know whatever we come up against, we'll always try and do what's best for our areas and the people that want change, and that's I think what everybody screamed out for.
Thank you very much, Nat. Now, there are a few different facets to this slide, one of which is in the upper right with you in it. But again, there's one chap who's one of my pickleball buddies.
Yeah, but that's coming on in a minute. That's a big picture of him in a minute.
Yeah?
That'd be
What,
Derek.
of me playing pickleball?
No, I'm going to have to play pickleball with you one day because I've never played with it.
I've only just worked out what pickleball
Okay.
is.
Well, I haven't got a clue what pickleball is.
But going back to that slide, I picked these slides out quite early this morning, about 6 o'clock. So if you look at the left slide, you see a double Oderman in there, and I think there's another double Oderman. These guys, don't matter which party they belong to, totally respect. In fact, I will tell you, one's Conservative, one's Labour. These people are special people. They've served the community. They've got the Oderman, which gives them like the freedom of the city. They can turn up, and this is a Christmas function which we were invited to, which we sponsored so much. Every councillor in Exeter, Devon County Councillor, sponsored this Christmas event. The food was okay. It was okay. Could have had better, but right. And the next picture, the centre picture of myself and Tony shaking that man's hand. Now let's just look at this guy. Somebody reported to us that somebody did fly tipping. Fly tipping. This man, out of his own time, in his own weekend, went out and picked up all that fly tip. It was tyres and everything like that. He didn't have to do it. So I went down there to say thank you ever so much. And he said, can I get a picture of you? And I said, oh, yeah, if you want to. And I was quite flattered. Okay, Nat, the other one with the British flag.
So the one with the British flag. Oh yeah, so that was so we were Neil, myself, and Helen Brown were asked along to Honiton and Sidmouth, one of their branch meetings, to do a talk. What a great afternoon.
Oh yeah, it was.
You know, it was great to stand there, do our bit, talk about what we've been up to see the room, you know, and to hold a room and
There was
see
some quite
them
good questions
listening.
as well. Wasn't it?
Yeah, and to answer their questions was great, and yeah,
I
absolutely
think I got a
loved
bit
it.
carried away, didn't I? I was making some jokes.
Oh, you
Living the dream.
you hogged the mic.
I hogged them. I
To be
made some
fair.
jokes, and they're random jokes, and I never thought I'd be a comedian, but I actually enjoyed it. And while we're on here, can I just say to Helen, I'm not bringing up, you know what I'm going to say now. I hope everything is okay in your personal circumstances, and keep the secret bunker safe. Else I have
Don't
to kill
tell
you.
anyone.
I'm joking. Yeah.
Okay, and let's see, what else do we have in there? The lower right, what is that?
Just emphasise, it is about
Picture
the
there.
residents. It's not about you. It's
Ah,
not about
yes,
me.
that's
It's
what you're
about the
talking about.
residents.
Okay, great. Thank
Yeah.
you. Right. Now, what else do we have going on here?
Okay.
This
Bringing
looks
people
like
together,
fun.
Tony.
Well, I think bringing big people together, you were naturally sort of dragged to that one because I think the first one's a whiskey stand.
No, that's businesses. Forget that.
Oh, is it? Oh, right. No, it's
So
not.
over the year, we've been invited to many events. One of them was the Royal Marines. Keith, thank you ever so much for inviting
Oh, I
myself
didn't do
and my
that one.
wife. This gentleman invited us to their family day. I'm a paratrooper, they're Marines. You know, there's a little bit of, but no, I was treated so lovely. We walked around all the mess, the gyms, and everything like that, and made us really, really welcome. I think the other one is a firework night. That was fantastic for the community. That was in Cowick, in the pub there. I won't mention the pub. The wife's just walked in, and hello, Dana, you can join us if you wanted. The seats ready. And she says, not on your life. Yeah, but if I can talk to her, she will join in a minute. And the other pictures is just different events which has gone on. The Old Campton show. Remember, this is Devon as well. Got the Old Campton show there.
That was the whiskey one.
And yeah, I do collect whiskey. I like it. If you want to buy whiskey, buy Dartmoor whiskey.
You collect, but you don't consume.
I can't because it's too dear. Yeah.
He said he was going to take us all up for a whiskey tasting afternoon, but not happened yet.
And the other one is a Christmas event for the veterans. So I was up at 5 o'clock this morning. I had a real failure with the computer yesterday. The battery went flat. I had my Michael, fifth cook, come round, and we spent hours discussing things. So my evening just went like that. And the wife went like that as well, and she went to bed. So I can't move. So going back to 1 year, it's affected our lives, hasn't it? And I know we've done this, but it's affected my personal life. She still loves me. I'm very lucky. Tony?
Yeah, I mean, it did affect it a bit. You really got to take it serious when you do something like this. You can't take it lightly. And one of the things, I think Nat will say the same, is we had to up our computer skills.
Oh yes, we did. Yeah.
Yes, I still do
it,
one finger touch typing though.
I knew how to turn a laptop on. I didn't actually know how to turn it off, but I've got up to speed with it now. But you know what? Despite everything, yes, we've made sacrifices. You do, and your family does as well. But it's so rewarding, and to help your community.
Well, I think it's a privilege.
And meet new people, you know, and some lovely people along the way that are all involved in helping our communities is very, very rewarding. And I look forward to it.
One of the things I did find rewarding, Nat, is our locality grant that we get allocated. And it's so good to sort of put the money back into your community and to see their faces when you know that you're going to help them out for the next year.
Yeah, 100%. And actually, there's a little point I want to bring up. That's exactly the locality budget is to help many people.
Correct.
And projects for the whole community. In my eyes, that's the way I want to use mine. I had to reply to an email yesterday that I'm not going to fund failures in the past, i.e. lack of yellow lines on the road, this, that and the other, which should have been.
I don't think you're allowed to under the...
Yeah, I think they're very strict.
Well, this is what I was asked, which I've said no to.
In a polite way.
In a polite way. Because that should have all been taken into account through planning and forethought rather than an afterthought.
Well, going back to locality budget, so we've now had, it's gone from 8,000 to 10,000. And please spread this. So we do this platform. I want you to share it, because I've been, a lot of people have asked, we need to spend that money. That's basically. And I support different organisations, Chatterbox, food banks, baby centres, all these different things. But I've also been approached now about the rivers and the streams in Alphington and about the wildlife. And yeah, I'm going to support that because that's part of the community. You know, if people don't agree with that, so they want X amount of money, which I'm going to support. I've had an email today regarding an orchestra. Okay, young orchestra. They want some more musical instruments. Some of the children live in our areas. So I haven't looked at it yet, but it is about helping as many people as we can with that money. Don't ask for 10 grand because you ain't going to get it. Right? But if you can ask for a sensible price and it's divided between Cowick, Alphington, Tony?
Exwick and St Thomas, but there are occasions that I do actually work with Neil to double your funds if we think the cause is good enough.
Okay, speaking about good causes, veterans. Now, we had a really memorable Remembrance Day last year. I was there, and of course, you all were there, and it was a fantastic day remembering our veterans. Neil?
Yeah, so you know, I'm a veteran, and I had a really interesting day yesterday. So I support the veterans, and that will never change because these people, Oda and I totally respect. If it weren't for these people who've sacrificed, and not about sacrificing life, sacrificing their time at home with the families. I've sacrificed. My son tells me that, I spend more time with you now than I was growing up. You know what I mean? But because I sacrificed. But yesterday I met a gentleman called Matt Hellier, and Matt Hellier is a real legend. He is now in charge of Reform Veterans. We spent 3 hours in my kitchen just reminiscing over the old days and all that, and how the CO nearly shot me. That's another story. I'll bring that up one day. Yeah, he was in Kabul airport and he nearly shot me with a pistol. Some glad people were pleased about it, that he did or didn't, whatever. But this guy's going to come on the show, and if you look at Matt Hellier, he is supporting our cause.
Yeah.
Right, and the end of the day, Matt Hellier is a legend himself. He's got a stack of medals, and he's going to come on the podcast, and I fully support him. He's trying to stop people, veterans being homeless. It's all about the veterans. The veterans, there's millions of people. These vote because they want their country. They want it to be nice.
And let's not forget VE Day tomorrow.
Oh, yeah,
as well.
VE Day. Yeah,
Don't forget that.
I might even take the day off.
Yeah, have a day
No, I'm
off.
lying. No, I can't. Well. Anyway, Rob.
Okay, well, yes, it was a memorable day. Thank you very much, guys, for that, even though it rained. But that never stops an Englishman. So talking about never stopping an Englishman, let's talk about local businesses, okay? And we've got a great local area here, Marsh Barton, and also in the neighboring county at large as well. Guys, do you want to speak through that a little bit?
Yeah, so Marsh Barton, okay, Brooksy's. We had Brooksy's there now because of the roadworks and everything going there. Tony, I go Brooksy's all the time.
Yeah, I mean, I go there for everything that I need off the cuff.
How do I describe Brooksy's? It's like a Aladdin's Cave.
Aladdin's Cave.
Yeah, you go
You're
in
talking
there.
about Brooks Basics.
Yeah, Brooks Basics.
Yeah, okay.
And I'm
In
not the only
Alphington.
one, by the way. I can't take any glory in it. It's a team effort. So the local paper got involved. I went down because I've known him all my life. Not all my life, but majority of my life. He was in Cubs with my brother, and we talk about this. And he said, times are hard. So between myself and other agencies and other people, his business, and I meet him every
his
other
footfall
day.
went right up, didn't he?
Yeah,
After
so the guys supported
publicity.
him, and if you ever want to go down there, guys, he's got everything. Yeah, he got everything. So Brooks Basics is brilliant.
Yeah.
What was that when you put up?
Well, we also had, didn't we have someone on from Hearts?
Heart Pet Supplies.
that was Hearts. I
Yeah,
can't see.
Paul.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, bloody
Yeah,
hell.
Paul.
Sorry, I can't say that.
I mean, it's these local businesses, small local businesses, are a beating heart of our communities. They provide jobs for people locally. They provide a service for businesses and people all around, and they are priceless. And we need to support them. And obviously, we use Heart Pet Supplies on the edge of Cranbrook weekly, but I haven't actually spoken to Paul recently because I don't know whether he's just absolutely flat out since we did all this. But everybody seems to be smiling down there. It seems busy. There's more and more stock going in there. I think they're doing timber now, certain bits of timber, sort of sleepers and stuff like that. So it's growing, and this is what we want our local businesses to do. And and
the independent ones as well.
yeah.
And Neil, could you share with us, it looks like an art exhibition
Right,
there,
okay.
does it?
So remember, it's about Devon. So
What
I
is
went
art?
to the Old Campton show, and a very quick story was the day before I helped set up for my wife to do whatever, cream teas and but I can't eat it all because I'll be sick. Once you make it all, you don't want to eat
Jam
it
or
all.
cream?
No, and Pims. So we have to make all these Pims. I've been doing it for years for this firm, and I do it, and I do enjoy it. But I said it wasn't Oakhampton, it was Chagford.
No, that was Oakhampton, though.
No, that one, no way I bought it. So anyway, going back to it, the day before I said, I never find anything I like. And I walked into the tent, and this lady had done this stag's head, and I automatically got drawn to the stag's head. And if you look very careful at the picture, maybe I've edited it. I know I bought that stag head because I wanted, A, she was lovely. B, her husband works for Devon County Council, which is irrelevant. But that stag head now sits above my fireplace. And do you know, I thought it was a painting. It wasn't a painting. It's where it was a bit of a painting and where she cut out bits of a magazine.
Really?
Do you know, I stare at that every time I'm sat in that lounge and I think, I love that picture.
Yeah. Just a
supporting
talent.
local businesses.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's Brooks Basics on here, and can I just maybe explain a little
I
bit?
jumped the gun, didn't I?
Yeah, thanks. Anyway, raring to go, aren't you tonight, guys? Brooks is in Alphington, and it's a hardware store. It's basically B&Q crammed into a warehouse. You got everything that B&Q offers, and it's really a fantastic place. Okay, so what's next here? Is that another picture of Paul, or?
You have to show me now, because I don't know. Oh, yeah, that's Paul in there. So we did a follow-up. Tony and myself went in there. We did a follow-up, and he was smiling. His family, it's a family business. His father worked for someone else, and they did their own business. Then Paul took over. His son works there. His daughter works there. His wife works there. Fantastic.
Excuse me, Neil, but I think that Paul isn't in the wine business there, actually. There's a wine,
Well, I
a winery stand
I
there.
actually think, no, I went in to see them the other day, and Scott said they're getting an alcohol license, so there might be
Okay,
there might be
Brooks
something
Basics.
there
What
next
it
time we
was
go in.
is down by the quay, they have a monthly market. I went down there to look at the different people, and I just met these lovely people. You've got the Vine Valley wine. I prefer whiskey myself, but they invited us down. Well, you have to pay for your ticket. Guys, go down there. My daughter and my son-in-law, future son-in-law, has gone down there. And did I say daughter-in-law then? My
Son-in-law.
daughter and son-in-law are going down there. They had a brilliant time. And these, I chatted to them and they said, yeah, this is what we're all about. And there's another gentleman in there, he was selling something else and he started off with nothing. He took a chance. So these local people who live in Devon need our support. It's not about the big chains.
First flexi lease. Forgot those guys. They came on, didn't they? We had Arthur from First Flexi Lease in Marsh Barton.
Yeah.
And I think if you go on their website, I think they're organising a business get together, which is becoming quite a thing. I think there's a group in Tiverton that do it, and I think First Flexi Lease are leading a similar thing in Marsh Barton. So have a look on First Flexi Lease's website, and I think all the information's on there.
Yeah. So this tonight is quite. Put the picture back to me now, Rob. This is quite controlled tonight, but in a minute it's going to be random pictures where people don't know what's going to come up. We're going to discuss what's going on. So what we're saying, we're supporting local businesses. We go out and speak to them. If local businesses want to come on it, it's about surviving, because we're going to hit a hard time now. And I don't care what anybody says, because of what's going on in the world. I'm not on about politics, about the general dynamics of the world. Builders, plumbers, electricians, shops, not supermarkets. You've got to eat, and no fat, no fuel, because they're making rackets of profit. But generally, the local people have got to batten down.
Yeah, and come on and get out, contact Neil. Come on the show, advertise your business.
Yeah,
have a say, have a say about your thoughts on how you think Devon's going and what's going on.
Okay, hey Tony. Now here's a great slide about has a few images on it. Well, looks like some sort of gully there. Something.
Yeah,
in the
I think
street.
that's one of Neil's there.
Okay, so going on to it. So Tony and I work together. So it's not about just my area and Tony's area. It's a combined work. So I said, Tony, go and take a picture of the BT cover, which has been going on for months. Took a picture out, wrote some nice letters, and I used the word nice, and they repaired it. So Tony and I are working together as a team. So, we've had successes because Tony writes letters, I write letters, and
I mean,
it works.
The weird thing is that when I'm driving around in the area that you're in, I'm constantly looking at the roads, looking for issues, looking for problems. You just can't stop.
Well, you can hardly go because, I mean, you've got to constantly look at the road to see where you're going to avoid
I know.
avoid
you
potholes.
look and you think, oh, there's a little bit of a pothole there. It's in Neil's area. You know, I better tell him. I better take a picture.
Thanks. So what, Tony? What are these guys doing there? There's a.
So that's one of the
That's yours.
anonymous vans where these
That's
guys
yours, Nat.
jump
Go on.
out, chuck a couple coat bags of tarmac into a hole,
go.
stamp on it, and then drive off. And then
Stamp on
next,
Yeah,
within
so
a few days, it's out.
one of the pictures there is you sent me that last night, and I think it's the second one in. Is like you just said. Explain it again so people realise.
So yeah, I mean, it is an issue that we talked about, and it's these guys, you don't know who they are. Could be contractors, could be something to do with Devon County Council, whatever. You can never tell because they're all in plain vans, but literally chucking cold bags of tarmac into a hole, a slight whack in the van, leave 3 next to it, and on to the next parish. It's when we talked about waste last week,
Yeah.
this is all relative, and it's just one of those other issues that we need to sort out.
No, that's good, and we're on it. We are on it.
Okay, so now here's a interesting picture
right.
here.
Can
we've
I
had
just
this one on
say?
before.
Can I just add? If you hear any swearing in this, I have nothing to do with it. I put it up this morning, and I've only listened just now.
It
So
was a voiceover.
go for it.
Okay.
This is your baby now. Talk about it.
So literally, I saw the weather coming. This happened 13 years ago, pretty much around the same time of year.
Play the game, one.
Just an intense period of rain. One of those things. We went to bed, knew that we would probably flood, and sure enough, I was more optimistic when I looked out the window, but my eyes must have been stuck together. And then I walked downstairs in my socks and found out the hard way. But
So
yeah.
going on to flooding, so we're going to discuss it. I actually had another video which you sent me last night, but when I actually put it up and I realised he swore about 3 times in a positive way, it was about the car.
I couldn't believe a guy. I'd stood there and said, "Look, don't break your car. Please don't drive through it. Take 10 minutes detour, and you'll get to the same place without breaking your car." But no, after me trying to convince him not to,
But he made it though.
yeah, unbelievably.
This is quite contentious now, and I know you didn't want to discuss it. So I'm going to pick your brains a bit now, all right? Because remember, it's truth.
Yeah.
Okay, it's about the heartaches, the treacle in the suit of armour, Ian. I remember that. So you said to me something earlier on about things you hear.
Mm-hmm.
Well, why are we flooding? And we're going to flood more or not?
Well,
But without using names, let's tell the truth.
so I went to a meeting yesterday, arranged by my NHO, Neighbourhood Highways Officer, and it was just down the road from me in an area with about six properties, 6 or 7 properties there, and it's a constant problem with them when we get rain, and even if it's not heavy rain, they flood there. So we went there to try and iron out or try and mitigate some of the issues that might be causing it. One, definitely there are gullies blocked, which the NHO has said he's going to get them sucked out. He's going to get cameras down them. One job. Brilliant. Ditching. A lot of the ditches don't get ditched out, which won't help when the water's receding. So that's going to be done. But I heard a rumor, and
More than a rumour.
well, I heard a rumor,
I'm thinking you know.
and whilst in the meeting and talking to all the residents, I brought up the fact that I'd heard that somewhere along the line, the National Trust are planning to possibly flood parts of the lower lands below Broadclist by building dams or whatever. I haven't seen it. It's not crossed my desk. I don't know whether it's being hidden from me, but I asked the people in that meeting who all of a sudden knew about it to send me as much information as they already know. And going back to the residents, this could affect them, and people deserve to know what the plans are. There's already building plans in Broadclist, and as I've mentioned with Cranbrook, all these places get covered in concrete. It shifts water. And when you look at the plans for that new build, a lot of that water from that area will come towards these residents. So they've got concerns, and this is the truth. And we've got to face them and be very open with what possibilities there are. And so, yeah, rightly, I brought it up.
And you upset a few people.
I may have.
And keep doing it.
Somebody left the meeting pretty rapidly on an electric bike. And
Right, so I'm looking at the phone. I've had some comments here regarding. I love these. The more you send in, the better. Oh no, I'm trying to work this now. Hang on. All right, about the veterans PTSD. Yeah, totally support that. No, you don't need to come to me, Rob. I just got to make it smaller. Okay, I need more comments from you guys. All right, it is all about you. Yeah, I've just lost you on that, so you can do that. Tina, nice to see you. Good luck for tomorrow. Helen, I think the world of you. I've just dropped the phone. Don't worry about it. We need more comments coming in. Remember, it's about you guys telling us what you think, what you want.
Okay, thank you very much, Neil. So,
can I quickly just flip back to what I was just saying a minute ago? So when I brought it up in this meeting, there was a comment made regards when I talked about years ago that rivers and ditches used to be ditched out, but the Environment Agency stopped that. Right, because of wildlife and this, that, and the other. Fair enough. But when it affects taxpayers and people's homes, that's when it should be addressed.
Yeah, because they're the ones who pay the money.
Exactly. So if we can do something about it, we're not talking about areas.
But we never had this problem years ago.
No, because you were allowed to do it. But this ideology and this intent thing to turn our county back into a jungle, which then relates to weeds growing everywhere and everywhere else, is crazy, absolutely crazy, and it's taxpayers and residents' properties that are suffering, and they will suffer in the future.
Okay, thank you very much, Nat. So
sorry about banging on about that.
We have to move on a little bit here. But it's too bad. I'm going to get emotional here.
Yeah, no.
But,
okay.
Anyway, this is one of my favorite topics.
Rob controls us.
Okay. No, your wives control you probably or contribute to your demise. So here's a topic that, if you remember in the earlier podcasts, I had my weeded box of weed seeds and all that, but it's a real problem, and it's not been addressed really yet. And also notice the interesting tree on the left, which the council cut down because it was diseased, but it seems like they've left two fingers out there. It looks like two fingers on the River X roundabout. That's what I call it, is two fingers to anybody that wants to chop down. So anyway, it's all good. We're going to get change going here, I'm sure, on it pretty soon. Anything to add on that, Neil?
So part of our year campaign was to try and get the graffiti. Tony, you've been working. I'll come back to that in a minute.
Go on. Come back.
Go.
No, I was going to say getting the graffiti, which are mainly on Virgin and Open Reach boxes. I contact Virgin. I've had a few done. They do seem to say we block them altogether and they will be done in the near future and they will let me know. I have written back and said, are you sure? Because they don't seem to be done to me. So we'll see. If I keep pushing them long enough, hopefully they'll send somebody out.
But I still think it's education. Because these are young people who have a board where they should have areas where they can do graffiti.
Yeah.
I think we need to educate people at school that when you do this around, you're degrading the area we live in, and that's what I don't understand.
Well, I don't understand what that means actually, but that's just me.
Well, I spoke to a lady today in Clarence Road, and we were working there, and she said the city looks tired. The city run down. But it's also, we can blame everybody, but at the end of the day, we are responsible for keeping our areas clean. And if you got individuals, whatever, going around doing all this, it just adds problems to what we don't really need.
Yeah. Okay, speaking about another issue, fly tipping is another issue. And
do you want 20 minutes on that, Rob? Because obviously
I'd love to, Nat.
I'm going through some fly tipping issues in my area at the moment. One that I reported out nearly 2 weeks ago, probably to the day, that fly tipped in a farmer's gateway. He had to move it because he had to get to his sheep and manage his livestock. I had an email yesterday regards that because I've heard nothing. and the lady that deals with it's on holiday until next week. So it's going to be another week before anything gets done about it. Bear in mind that there was an address and a name attached or in amongst this fly tip. Then a few days later, now, there's a pile of asbestos slates just dumped in a lay-by in a hedge.
So what happened? Did you report the last lot to the police?
I've done it. I've reported it through the portals on East Devon District Council, the fly tipping. They then pass it on to something called Street Scene, and also the environmental health has got involved now as well. So, but what I'm saying, it takes far too long.
What they say is there's no evidence that they've actually dumped it.
Well, we've still
got the evidence for the first one. It's still at the farmer's farm, and he's still got the
yeah. But what they say
packaging.
is that label could have been put in anywhere. It's all crap.
And then, well, the asbestos slates. The children walk up and down there. People with dogs.
Is that what this is here, Nat? On this.
That's it, yeah.
What everybody's seeing.
So that's been there now a few days. I looked out the window. I passed it yesterday going to my meeting. There was a van with flashing lights there, and they drove off and left it. I think they were just there to check that it was asbestos slates, which it quite obviously is, and I wouldn't have said it if I didn't know what it was. And but this is it. This is like time wasted. They could have just suited up, masked up, bagged it up, wrapped it up, taken it away. But now they've gone away, left it there. Somebody can pick it up, kids, whatever. All you got to do is breathe some of that stuff in, and that could be detrimental to their lives later on in life. So we need to get on it and sort these things out, and figure out a way of stopping this fly tipping. And there could be ways, but that's something that we could go down rabbit hole on at the moment. And I'm sure there's lots of people with lots of ideas where we would agree with.
Okay, thank you very much, Nat. So I'm going to flash up something that's near and dear to my heart, and I got a bit emotional last year, I must confess, okay? Because I'm an emotional guy sometimes, because I care so much for you. So what are we seeing on the screen here, guys? This is kind of interesting.
Okay.
Is this from the man that we're not supposed to mention, or now we can mention him, or what? Huh?
Okay, so I'm gonna. A lot of people will say right or wrong here. So there was. I don't really want to visit this again, but I will tell you this was part of our adventure, and I call this adventure in life. You could put me up now, Rob. We don't need the picture for a time. So an adventure in my life as being a counsellor, there was certain things said which was maybe not correct or incorrect, and to clear my name and my brother's name, we had to go to the High Court. That was my decision. Rob was part of it because he's the one who did the paperwork.
I did the paperwork.
I
Yeah,
blame
thanks.
Rob. Yeah, Rob, have your say first.
Well, I filled out some paperwork right at the last minute because the man that was filling out the paperwork for you, we were kind of wondering, like, what's going on with the person? And so I jumped in the fray literally 3 days before the deadline, and I filed the paperwork per your instructions, okay? And I did that for Tony as well. I jumped into the fray.
Right.
Things
So
weren't right.
Let's
Just
go
leave it
back.
at that.
So things were said and things were maybe not correct. And that had a big effect on my life, my character, my everything. My wife, my children who work for different agencies. But the bottom line, it was sorted out. But what I will also say to you guys, which a lot of you won't understand, the gentleman involved, and I'll say that, Mr. Ed Hill, we have a very good working relationship now. Because I've actually spoken to Ed and I've listened to his side of the story. I've put my side of the story. And maybe people in the middle mixed it all up and confused it and everything like that. So to that end, we are talking, we are working on something right now. And I'll tell you what, it's protect, it's about the children. All right, so I speak to Ed, communicate either verbally or by phone or by a team who are going to support him. And it's not about us, it's about the people.
And teamwork to do what's right.
Okay, thanks, Bunch. I think that was a good explanation, and what a great story how we can, heal up and listen to both sides of the story and work together to achieve a goal. Tony, now over to you on this one here.
What can I say? It's that favourite subject that we did raise and of which certain parties thought were not really important, and that's the weeds. So we decided for a bit of fun, we'd do Weed of the Week. These are the prizes, and you can see I didn't actually win that. I was giving that to someone, but that's what the gift was. For picking out the Weed of the Week, it was very hard to decide on some of the pictures, but we ran it for sort of quite a few months until I think people sort of thought, well, I think we came to an end of it.
No, we're going to start again soon.
Oh, well, we're going to start again.
Glass of Fate.
Matt Goodwin. We're going to be giving away Matt Goodwin books.
Dana, can you chuck me a Matt Goodwin book in a minute? It's behind the thing. So wife's just walked in. So Weed of the Week. One of our biggest problems right now, you can put me up now, Rob, is Weed of the Week. Right. So what's happening now is we've done the winter, a lot of the weeds die. And we had a good, on my Facebook, I put about what people want to do with Glass of Fate. I've had a farmer. No, I don't need more than that.
No, give me that.
Oh, sorry, she's dissing out more than one. Hang on.
I don't need more. Yeah.
You got
put
about
me off the
4,000
subject
copies
now.
of the book.
Right, go on then.
So weeds are going to come back with vengeance, and they're going to come back in the next few months.
Okay.
Now we've had the story in Cornwall. I've read something from Devon. They're actually going to bring something back in a controlled manner. We have to get an equal balance because it's all about keeping our streets workable. All right, because right now they're going to go really, really bad.
We're looking after Devon's infrastructure.
Yeah.
Okay, next one.
That's it.
Just to chime in there, I was going to pickleball this morning at Silverton, up your way, Nat.
Yeah.
And there was a chap, as soon as I got off the River X roundabout there was a chap that was sitting there scraping the weeds from Exeter City Council. He's got a pension, he's got a vehicle, he's got all sorts of retirement plan, everything like that. All we had to do was just spray it with your weed killer, Tony. Everybody else does it. London does it. Oxford does it. Right?
Why make it easy, eh?
Oh, my goodness gracious.
Why try and save money?
So I'm getting away from Neil.
Yeah,
go
but
ahead.
the reason I say that, because it's very contentious, this, but I've got a farmer going to come on, and he knows what I'm talking about. He rung me up the other day, quite distraught. He said, I've been using this for years and years and years. It does not do this. It does not do that if you use it correctly.
Applied in
so
the
I
right
don't know
manner.
who's telling the truth.
Applied in the right manner.
Right, do you want me to do the next one quickly?
Well, I'll just add.
You had to get your bit involved,
Yeah,
didn't you?
exactly. Well, I'm not a politician. Okay, I'm free to say whatever I want. Okay,
This one's mine. This is
No, I'm just polishing off the weed thing. As I said last week, I don't care what they use on it, whether they use chili con carne, and that's a quote from me last week. If they want to use spaghetti sauce, I don't really care. Just get the flippin' weeds done. And if they have a problem with glyphosate, fine, whatever. But just get it done, okay? That's all I'm caring about. That's what everybody cares about. Tony?
Right, this one's mine if it comes up. This is what I call bureaucracy gone mad. So this wall's falling down. It's Prospect Lane near Prospect Place. Exeter City Council don't own it. They know who does own it. It obviously is falling down. They will not build it themselves, and they will not get the people who own it to build it because they don't think it's worth chasing. So I think that one says it all.
But you managed to get it done.
I've managed to get it cleaned up a bit. It won't be built because they don't have the resources to chase the person.
Okay, thank you, Tony. And what's going on here? Is your buddy Derek again?
Yeah, that's me with Derek and Mike at Stoke Cannon. And I spend a few hours on a Sunday with those guys clearing a path that shouldn't have had weeds on it, but it did, as we all know, what we've just talked about and whatnot. So we spent a few hours, cleared it up, and what a great couple of chaps they are. Like, they've given up time for their parish. And it was a pleasure spending the afternoon with them and helping them out.
Thank you, Nat. And what is this gizmo?
Okay, so we also belong to the Hills Trust. I won't go into detail. So Alphington School approached us, the Hills Trust, not me as an individual. They wanted the playground replaced because it deteriorated. So we managed to secure £13,500 out of this trust. It doesn't come out of your money. It's interest from a
From the Cellar Bishop Blackwell School.
Correct. And that now has been, there's more, I can tell you more. We've gained more money for these schools. So the schools, if you want money to replace equipment, to enhance equipment, we've just right in for the Hills
Yeah,
Trust.
it's got to be in the Exeter area boundaries.
I
That's
think
the
I'm
only
beating you
rule.
right now, aren't I?
It's not a
I've
race.
got West X.
It's not a race.
I've got
now.
Alphington. I've got...
It's not a race.
Well, I tell you what, Tony does have is a smiling face there. Tony, tell us what's going on there.
All right, so this is the brilliant community payback team who have been cleaning the weeds up in the St Thomas, Alphington and Exwick area. They're doing a fantastic job. We have to sort of work
And
with...
Cowick.
And Cowick, yeah, St Thomas. They're doing a fantastic job, and obviously we're having to work with what we can get our hands on. We can't use weed killers. They don't cost the community anything, and well, like I said, they're doing a fantastic job. If you do see them around, give them some donuts, some Coke. They'll be your friends for life.
Okay, I did a little preview on that. This laptop's taking a life on its own. But we've got a couple smiling faces there. Nat, who are those people there?
Well, that's Neil's lovely wife, Dana. And I'm not sure about the guy in the flat cap. I'm sure he...
Dodgy, yeah.
It might have been the first time he'd
Oliver
been on a
Twist.
tube.
Pocket watch and a couple tattoos.
That was on the
Interesting.
tube in London, which was really, really fun.
Okay, great. So, okay, here's another one that's near and dear to my heart, okay? Who wants to take this one on?
I'll take this one.
Neil's favourite.
The heat source pump. Now, I don't like being lied to.
Don't tell me you've been lied to, Neil.
Oh, I've been lied to. So, once upon a time, I used to be a liar. And I have to admit, I was a liar. But I made an oath to myself. And I had principles, by the way. The principle is never lie and you never get caught. So, the heat source pump is being put down by the river, Grace Road. Okay. What's the matter? The wife's shaking her head here.
Well,
Wait, now what's this gizmo here?
Okay, no, let's go back one. So, you got the
my
heat
goodness
source
gracious.
pump. Right, it was going to be taking the source from the river. That's what it was going to be done. Then it's going to take it from the ground. It's going to connect to the recycling centre there. They put trees all around. This is the drawing. But at this stage, there was no planning permission. No planning permission. But I've had some good spies. Paul, who went into One Eye Energy, found out that money had been paid. And yeah, you can make these allegations and I will stand by them. But we went to the planning, didn't we, Robert?
We did, sir, yes.
And they said, remember,
yeah,
these
that
people
was a
have
lot of
not
fun.
had planning for this facility. So
Yeah.
I have to emphasize. they
Yeah,
have
I can
not
tell.
had
I can
planning.
share something with you on that. As when we went to the planning group, I guess I'm not supposed to name the counselor, but anyway,
No, you can't.
the lady from Alphington said about the only thing she said was, "Oh, has a bat survey taken place?" Anyway, that's a quote. Okay, so we're
I'm going to flip
we're,
back a minute.
Neil's checking his text
I'm going to
messages,
flip
but,
back. It's very interesting. Marion, very interesting because I am not an expert on glyphosate and I'm not going to pretend to be. But you said, why are the bees and the butterflies and the insects dying? I can't answer that question. But what I would say is, I'd love to have them on the show. I'd love to have the farmer on the show. I'd love to have a scientist on the show because it's very, very touchy. So somehow we've got to look after the bees and all that because that is the main foundations of our life, the bees and all that. But we need to also,
in all fairness,
we need to
bees-
sort our weed problem out.
But then you
Bees
could,
don't go on to weeds, do
no.
they?
But then, like, could there be an explanation as the fact that there's more small birds and whatnot that are eating the bees? You know, like it's nature.
No, I don't know. But what I
You
think,
know,
let's put this
let's
to
not
bed.
get-
No, let's put this to bed. Okay, Marion, I'm going to invite you on the show, or if you don't want to come on the show, I think this is a very, very interesting subject. But let's flip back to the heat source pump. So we went to planning, didn't we, Rob?
yes, sir. We
So
did.
just
yeah.
to go back, so they had no planning for this event, for this structure, but they started sinking pipes across the river.
Gee.
So now remember, this is nothing to do with the heat source pump. Now, when I went to the planning meeting, the gentleman in charge of the planning meeting looked at me, and you can find it on video, and said, it's nothing to do with the heat source pump. Next picture, Rob. That's the pipes being laid. That's the insulated
The
pipes.
pipes have got nothing to do
Remember,
with the
this
heat
is
source
nothing
pump.
to do with the heat source pump across the
Nothing
river
at all.
because they've got no planning permission right now.
Nothing.
Well, they
Last
claimed
picture.
it had nothing to do. In other words,
No,
right?
they claimed because it's nothing to do with the heat source pump. But then if you look at it, it says it's a heat source pump. Why earned energy? So I was lied to at the planning committee, and I won't forget that. So we're talking about that is one of the big things I'm going to be diving into with the new elected councillors coming up this year. That's my little gripe, by the way.
And so you
Well,
should.
could I add to that, Neil, just by saying that I don't think it takes a rocket scientist to observe, okay, that the clients for this energy center are all public sector, okay? If it was really fantastic, a new revolutionary concept, it would be offering every one of us in Exeter, cheap energy, green energy, but it isn't. They probably twist, I would imagine, because I worked in the public sector for a long time, different initiatives come out from on high and they want everybody sign up to it. But again, it's telling it's only public sector people that are using that.
So we're going to, next week is going to be the heat source pump. Going back to Marion, this is really, really appreciate what you're doing. And it says, I have allotment. I see the demise of our nature. This is really sad, by the way. I'm sending you emails at the show. Lots of farmers are saying it's bad. See, I live in the city. I don't live on a farm. All I want to do is try and make the streets clean, tidy, and the infrastructure is working. But last thing I want to do is destroy any nature. I love my animals. You can hear my birds in the background. But my wife thinks I'm weird because I love my birds so much, and I just think, this is our future.
Neil, could I just revert to this slide here? We didn't really get a chance to flash it up, but what that means something to me. And what I'm observing here is that, they can't find money for old age pensioners and their to pay them tuppence halfpenny for their winter fuel allowance, but they can flash out money for an energy center, 80 million pounds, and all sorts of other woke
and
initiatives,
homeless people
right?
on our streets.
Well, actually, we go back.
Yeah.
So actually, the iEnergy and this energy company are getting 42.5 million for grants. They're also doing it in Bristol. They're getting grants. So there's money being found for that. But at the end of the day, I always got taught you've got to sort your problems out in your back, in your own house before you move on. So somebody said about, bear with me, to sending you email. No, sorry. Oh my God, this stuff is so hilarious and stupid. Mad Ed is destroying us for an idea even the IPCC have now dismissed.
Well said.
I said Miliband.
Yeah.
Right, and I'll tell you what, she's actually right. So I did that BBC interview the other day, which they picked up something about send, which they just used the word send, but they didn't actually watch the BBC interview. And I said to them about solar panels. Why are you picking on Greenland? Green
Productive
It's arable
land.
land, isn't it?
No, because it's easy. Because the little villages don't have much say. And I
No.
said to him, "Why don't you put it on brown land? Why don't you put it on?"
That's a
Public
good point.
And
Yeah.
do you know what? He
Yeah.
dismissed me. He says, "You don't understand it.
Yeah.
Watch it. BBC One."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
and,
Neil,
and
so,
now they're putting in batteries to store all this excess electricity that probably China will buy back.
We're off the subject. We're going down rabbit hole. Next picture.
Okay, yeah. So we're coming to the end here. A trip down memory lane. Now, maybe you all can explain the slide, but what brings to me is maybe something related or maybe something different. But a couple weeks ago, we had Kathy on and her colleague
Jenny.
about safeguarding, and Tony, we've talked about your family and your great son who's achieved
Yes.
a lot. What does this slide mean to you, Neil?
I was so dismayed. I'm trying to find the right words, which has got to be politically
Disappointed?
correct. So I didn't realise what has been going on in the schools until we invited these ladies on. And it was so, to me as a 4-year-old to a 16-year-old, it's about education, learning about the birds and the bees. But these people have crept into these schools. And my wife's looking at me saying, "Be careful what you say." but we can put our head under the blanket, right? We can pretend it's not happening. But Jenny, Kathy, you are the knights in shining armour. You need, all of you guys who've got children and grandchildren, you need to see what's going on in the school. And I'm going to write a letter today to Exeter libraries because they're holding some event this weekend. Right? Yeah, it's Gay Fest this week. Is it Gay Fest or Gay Pride? No, I don't mind. I don't mind about that. I do not mind because we have people, I don't care who you are in our party, but young children shouldn't be exposed to anything like, I can't even say what I'm going to say.
And
it's turned into a business, isn't it?
But no, the reason I put that slide up, Rob, after this year, I never thought I'd come across something like this. I expect solar panels and people ripping people off. I expect trying to push a boulder uphill, but don't touch our children.
Let their minds develop in a normal manner. Let them decide when they're old enough to, rather than filling them up with...
And with anything that the government does, there should be transparency. We should really know what's happening and to our children, what they're being instructed in, instead of, some of this literature being held from the parents, really.
The wife's giving me dirty looks right now.
Here's a really lovely slide. Gets me emotional just seeing that.
Okay, forget about the parents' hour. That's my daughter doing. That's not trying to advertise it. So this is after we've had 45 episodes. What I should have done was took pictures of everybody who's been on here, and the secret bunker is a secret bunker, and the invitation is there for everybody to come. And I'll tell you, it's so relaxed. It's you can talk, you get a coffee, and if you want to come on this show, and I don't care who you belong to, what party you belong to, what politics you belong to, I don't care.
No.
Do you care, Tony?
No, I don't know.
No, because healthy conversation's what it's all about.
What we don't want is one-sided conversation. It's good to see both sides, which is why, like I say, we always say we're non-political when we do this.
I'll say this today. I met a gentleman today in St. Thomas where we were working. We do work. And I'm not going to say anything except I shook his hand. I met a lady who was opposite me and I gave her a cuddle. Because at the end of the day, I don't care about the politics. And we all agreed it's about the community.
Exactly.
I don't know.
I mean, he might have been getting emotional because he saw my legs in that one. But
Rob, you were doing that then. What do you mean?
No, I was just wondering whether or not we have a moderator off screen here, and she was wondering whether we should censor that when you said you gave somebody a hug. But no, it's great.
I'm a hugger. Am I a hugger?
There's nothing more.
Make sure you say that one right.
Nothing more endearing.
Make sure you say that one right. Yeah.
Nothing
he
more.
did say hugger.
I'm a hugger, not a fighter. I used to be a fighter. Now I'm a hugger.
Oh, thank God you said it that way.
Okay, so carry on. Sorry.
Go ahead, Neil.
So basically, what do we do? We're going to ram this up because we're over time now. It's been a struggle this year, in my case, because I wear my heart on my sleeve, and I don't take fools gladly. Tony?
Oh, what was the question? Sorry, your wife was talking to me.
Telling me off to keep my mouth shut.
Yeah, what was the question again?
Politics, guys, it's a hard game to get into.
It's a hard thing. So this is a year now, I've got very broad shoulders. So for all the good I do, we do get a lot of abuse. Now, every person doing this, we know what we're in for, regardless of which party we represent. Abuse, we say bring it on, always interesting, but sometimes, as is the case of one of our county councillors, it can be too much and it can affect family life.
Yeah, thank you very much. And we're getting some clicks off screen. That must mean something, Neil. Do you have any messages there before we close?
Yeah, we're 10 minutes over. Sorry, we get carried away. And Camus says, yes, thank you. It's Pride this weekend. Yeah, brilliant. But it's also VE Day tomorrow.
VE Day tomorrow, yeah.
Right, it takes over everything in my eyes. And library event is for 4 to 11-year-old. I would actually go to that event with my granddaughter, but she's 3. Plus, it's my birthday Sunday, so I'm having a party.
Thanks for sharing
Saturday
that with
to
us.
get over the parties, to get over it for Sunday.
Right off then.
Okay.
So anyway, let's wrap it up. Yeah, wife's telling me I'm gobbing off too much.
Okay, well, I guess I got to do the dirty work and wrap up here, okay, MB?
No.
But no, it's been a great ride here to get our message out to the local community. Thank you guys for doing that. We've had a lot of different people on from all sorts of different persuasions. I was just thinking about the cycling people as well, and then we also had Ian Frank from Dryden Lane. We've had local businesses, and thank you so much for promoting that. Neil?
Okay, there's still messages coming in. Guys, these messages, I could laugh at them. They're brilliant. Thank you ever so much. Right, one says, get it cancelled. It's not for the kids. Yeah, you're right, guys. Camille, I am going to write a letter tonight, whether they listen to me or not. I totally agree. You should not be having 4 11-year-olds going down that road. Peter, the door's open to you any time for you to come back. You're a legend, and I hope business is going well. But remember what this is. It's for you guys. It's your voice. It's our opinions, but we're relaying what people are saying. So if you want to come on this show, it costs you nothing. If you want to promote your businesses, it costs you nothing. It's about local people.
Okay, thanks, guys, for joining us, and we'll see you next week, next Thursday, 6 p.m., and we've got the elections, of course, tonight, and bring it on. Thank you so much.
Thank you all.
And good night.
Yeah, thank you.